we've got some place to be. Pray with me, even if you don't believe me. I want to be.
Today is not just only a night, but a night of celebration, strategic partnership. Yes, indeed, the excellent experiences, we consolidate upon the gains of our past experiences, exciting moment. With the
Public Speaker, Mr. Paul Simon.
Your Excellency,
Welcome to the Gala Dinner celebrating Nigeria-Colombia strategic partnership for inclusive growth.
on the anthem of the Republic of Colombia.
En nombre de nuestro presidente Gustavo Petro y de nuestro país, el país de la belleza, Colombia, quiero expresar nuestra más sentida solidaridad y condolencias por el fallecimiento del expresidente de la República Federal de Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, quien falleció lamentablemente el pasado 13 de junio del presente año.
On behalf of our President, Gustavo Petro, as well as the people of Colombia, I would like to express, first of all our solidarity and condolences on the passing of former President Buhari recently.
Señor Vicepresidente, Su Excelencia, en primer lugar quiero agradecerle por la acogida, la atención tan cálida que su gobierno, que su gente nos han brindado durante este día. De manera especial quiero saludar a la señora ministra de las Mujeres, que ha dedicado el día entero para estar con nosotros, para enseñarnos un poco de la cultura, para enseñarnos un poco de su gente.
I would first, of course, like to thank you very much for the warm welcome that we have received today, and in particular to Madam Minister of Women's Affairs, who has dedicated the whole day today to be with us and show us the different facets of Nigerian culture and people.
Señor Presidente, como mujer afrodescendiente, como la primera mujer afrodescendiente vicepresidenta de Colombia, que tiene sus raíces, sus orígenes y parte de su familia en este continente, me siento muy complacida de estar haciendo este recorrido para tejer las relaciones entre Colombia, Nigeria, entre Colombia y el continente africano.
Excellency, Mr. Vice President, as the first woman of African descent to be the Vice President of Colombia, I am a woman with roots, origins, and of course a family on this continent. I am therefore very pleased to come here in order, with you and your team, to weave closer relations between both our countries and both our continents.
Quiero decirle a Nigeria y quiero decirle a África que cada paso que hagamos, cada esfuerzo por reencontrarnos, por tejer, por construir y por trabajar en favor de nuestros pueblos, de nuestras comunidades, de trabajar en favor por la restauración de la dignidad por la justicia, por la paz, es un acto de justicia para las almas de nuestros ancestros y ancestras que un día fueron esclavizados, deshumanizados.
And let me tell you that everything that Colombia and Nigeria may do together, anything that both our continents may do together, every step we take, every effort we deploy, all the work that we may do for our peoples and communities, every piece of dignity and peace that we may restore is a true act of justice for our ancestors who were forcefully taken away from this continent and enslaved.
Colombia y Nigeria son dos naciones con una historia en común, con largos lazos de conexión, lo que nos invita a fortalecer las relaciones en términos diplomáticos, en términos culturales, en términos políticos y, por supuesto, en términos económicos.
Our two nations, Colombia and Nigeria, share a lot of history. And this, of course, is a reason to keep working to strengthen our diplomatic, cultural, political, and commercial ties.
Queremos tejer una agenda de cooperación entre Colombia y Nigeria, entre Colombia y África, que nos ayude a avanzar en el desarrollo, en la justicia social, en la paz, pero que también nos ayude a enfrentar los desafíos del cambio climático que hoy afectan a el África, a América Latina y al Caribe.
We must therefore build a strong cooperation agenda between both our nations and continents around social justice, peace, but also to face the challenges of climate change that have affected our people and continent so much.
Sectores como el turismo, la salud, la educación, la cultura, la ciencia, la tecnología e innovación, la agricultura, son fundamentales para fortalecernos como pueblos, son fundamentales para garantizar los derechos de nuestros conciudadanos.
And other fields we can work in together, such as tourism, health, education, culture, science, technology and innovation, and agriculture, are fundamental for the advancement of our peoples and the guarantee of our rights.
Tenemos desafíos que pasan por la diplomacia. Ello implica que Colombia tiene que hacer los esfuerzos para aperturar una embajada en Nigeria y Nigeria tiene que hacer los esfuerzos para aperturar una embajada en Colombia.
We also face some diplomatic challenges to this day, and we must therefore deploy all the efforts in our power so that Colombia can soon open an embassy to Nigeria and make sure that Nigeria does the same in Colombia.
Señores empresarios y empresarias, la primera ruta de comercio que hubo entre América Latina, el Caribe y África fue la ruta de sometimiento a la barbarie, a la esclavitud de nuestros pueblos. Hoy tenemos que construir una ruta de comercio que nos permita acciones de libertad, de justicia, de dignidad. Hoy tenemos que trabajar en un comercio que sea capaz de poner en el centro la vida, la justicia y la paz. Colombia invita a los empresarios de Nigeria a invertir en nuestro país y esperamos que Nigeria abre las puertas a nuestros empresarios y empresarias para ofrecer lo que tenemos en su país.
Dear business leaders, men and women, as you all know, the first trade routes that ever existed between both our continents, Latin America and the Caribbean on the one hand and Africa on the other, were roots that carried people who were once enslaved. Today, I come back here as a free woman to promote other kinds of trade routes that should unite our continents. Routes that will help us build freedom, justice, dignity, and pursue trade ties for the promotion and defense of life, justice, and peace. I therefore would like to invite our Nigerian counterparts to come and visit Colombia, to invest in our beautiful country, and I hope that Nigerians will further open the doors of this country to business leaders of Colombia so that they may do the same here.
Es apremiante la necesidad de conectar a Colombia con Nigeria, a Nigeria con América Latina y el Caribe. Para ello tenemos que trabajar como gobiernos de manera urgente en establecer rutas de conexión aérea que permitan la movilidad y la circulación de nuestra gente de manera más ágil y fácil.
This will also require a closer connection between our countries and continents through direct airline connections that we hope we will be able to inaugurate soon.
El día de mañana vamos a proponer a Nigeria, dentro de nuestras reuniones, poder avanzar en establecer mecanismos de diplomacia que nos permitan tejer los puentes necesarios y de esta manera seguir avanzando en la construcción de nuestras agendas en común. Ello implica consultas políticas, memorandos de entendimiento en los distintos sectores que hemos planteado.
Tomorrow we will dedicate one full day to building those diplomatic mechanisms and sign the necessary agreements that will allow us, among others, to kick off political consultations soon and identify the different sectors in which we wish to strengthen our exchanges.
Inicialmente debemos avanzar en exoneración de visas para pasaportes diplomáticos a fin de que nuestras misiones puedan moverse con mayor facilidad y puedan agilizar los procedimientos de los acuerdos que establezcamos mañana.
Another important step, of course, will be the visa exemption agreement between diplomats for diplomatic passports so that our agreements may be able to advance quicker by an easier exchange of our government officials and diplomatic staff.
Colombia preside la presidencia pro tempore de la CELAC y en el campo del multilateralismo queremos hacer todos los esfuerzos por conectar a América Latina, el Caribe y África.
Colombia is currently the president of the community of Latin American and Caribbean states. This, of course, is a wonderful path that will allow us to strengthen our ties on the multilateral stage as well, in order to further connect not only our countries, but also our regions, Latin America, the Caribbean, and Africa.
Hoy, cuando las crisis arancelarias asfixian nuestras economías, es necesario fortalecer de manera real y concreta la cooperación entre el sur global.
Today, as we face global tariff crises that hugely impact our economies, the time has come to strengthen the ties between economies of the global south.
Pero tenemos que hacer que esa cooperación del sur global deje de ser un discurso, una retórica y se vuelva una realidad.
But of course, Talking about South-South cooperation is something we've been doing for some time, but it is now time to go beyond words and truly move on to action.
En ese sentido, queremos proponer a Nigeria, como ya lo hemos hecho con la Unión Africana, que en el marco de la CELAC podamos tener una reunión en el marco de la Asamblea General de Naciones Unidas, podamos tener una reunión ministerial entre la Unión Africana y CELAC a fin de avanzar en estos propósitos.
This is why we, of course, come with a proposal for Nigeria that we, of course, first shared with the leaders of the African Union, which is to hold a ministerial meeting parallel to the upcoming UN General Assembly between leaders of the African Union member states and CELAC member states.
Por último, solo quiero agradecerle al pueblo nigeriano, al señor vicepresidente, a los señores ministros, ministras, por el recibimiento tan especial que nos han brindado. Esperamos que cuando vayan a Colombia les atendamos de la misma manera.
Lastly, I would like to thank once again the Nigerian people, the Nigerian government, Excellency, Vice President, as well as your ministers for the warm welcome that has been granted to us. And rest assured that when you soon visit us in Colombia, you will be received in the same way.
Por último, me quiero despedir diciendo lo siguiente. Mis ancestros y ancestras fueron sacados de este continente en condición de esclavitud, y una nieta de esos hombres y mujeres está regresando a este continente en condición de libertad y como vicepresidenta de Colombia para seguir apostando a la libertad, a la justicia social, a la restauración de la dignidad y a la paz. Muchas gracias.
And lastly, before I say goodbye, I remind you that my ancestors were once taken away forcefully from this continent in slavery, and that I come back, their granddaughter, a free woman, the first Afro-descendant Vice President of Colombia, with no shackles around my feet.
Viva Colombia, viva Nigeria, viva América Latina, viva África, viva el Caribe, viva África.
To defend freedom, dignity, social justice and peace. Long live Colombia, long live Nigeria, long live Africa and Latin America. Thank you very much.
On the development committee, the Royal Highnesses, gentlemen of the press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. With a view to achieve balance of trade and comparative advantage between these two very wonderful countries of the world. Please, all put our hands together for the...
On behalf of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is my profound honor and privilege to welcome you all to this gala in honor of the Vice President of the Republic of Colombia, Her Excellency Francia Márquez, and her esteemed spouse and second gentleman of Colombia, Mr. Yerney Pinillo. We are gathered this evening to celebrate the homecoming of a distinguished leader, the second female Vice President of Colombia, and the first of Afro-Colombian descent, a celebrated environmental activist and recipient of the Goldman Environmental Prize in 2018, a champion of ethnic minority rights, and a pacifist, playing a leading role in her country's peaceful resolution of over 50 years of armed conflict, and eventually becoming the president of its Peace and Coexistence Council. But significantly, this gathering is also about rekindling the long-standing friendship and partnership between Nigeria and Colombia. Over the years, both nations have worked through multilateral institutions, finding common cause in promoting inclusive development, peace, and prosperity. And today, we stand on the threshold of a new chapter designed to deepen the relationship and collaboration between both countries. Nigeria and Colombia share a wealth of opportunities that, if mutually developed and harnessed, can deliver significant economic and human development benefits to both nations. And we must take maximum advantage of this historic visit to catalyze this cooperation for the benefit of our peoples. There is great promise in deepening our partnership on security, aviation, trade, and agriculture. So over the next 24 hours, our ministers and diplomats will be busy with the bilateral engagements that will see to the realization of these objectives. We are particularly inspired by Excellency Francia Márquez's leadership in advancing gender equity, social justice, and the inclusion of marginalized communities. These values resonate deeply with Nigeria's priorities, reminding us that development shall be measured not only in terms of economic growth, but in the dignity, opportunity, and empowerment extended to all citizens. This gala also provides us with an opportunity to celebrate the richness of our cultures, the vibrancy of our arts, the diversity of our food, and the warmth of our people. Through these, we are reminded that diplomacy is not just about policy and agreements, but also about human connections forged through shared experiences. Distinguished guests, this evening is therefore both a celebration of friendship and an invitation to renewed partnership. May this gala inspire new connections, new investments, and new frameworks for cooperation that will strengthen the bonds between Nigeria and Colombia and deliver shared prosperity for our peoples. It is therefore my distinct honor to officially declare this gala open. Thank you all, and please enjoy the evening.
When Her Excellency was speaking, I was nearly moved to tears. For 51 years, Nigeria and Colombia have journeyed side by side. We are bound not only by the ties of diplomacy, but also by the deeper call of shared humanity. We have watched each other across oceans. We have spoken through third countries. And yet our hearts have always known that the distance between us is only geography.
Su Excelencia, la Vicepresidenta de Colombia, su esposo, el segundo hombre, los ministros y distinguidos invitados, le doy bienvenido a Nigeria a este evento de esta noche. Estamos celebrando nuestra hija de África y aquí estamos con ella. Gracias. Y Colombia y Nigeria tienen como 51 años de relación. Y con humanidad y diplomacia vamos a fortalecer nuestras relaciones.
So tonight, I'm delighted to welcome our sisters and brothers to a home away from home, led by no other than a true sister of destiny, Her Excellency Francia Márquez, Vice President of the Republic of Colombia, and her beloved spouse, His Excellency Yerney Pinillo.
Esta noche estoy muy alegre para dar bienvenida a nuestra hija, la vicepresidenta de Colombia, señora Francia Márquez, y su esposo, y la delegación de Colombia.
I also warmly welcome the distinguished members of her delegation, along with our own illustrious captains of industry, statesmen, and friends gathered under this roof.
También doy bienvenido a sus ministros.
Her Excellency's presence marks a new dawn. This is the closest embrace of our two nations at this level, a testimony that we are entering an era of warmer fraternity, one that promises deeper political cooperation, bolder economic ventures, and richer people-to-people exchanges.
Su Excelencia, su presencia aquí significa la relación que tiene Colombia y África. Y esta noche vamos a fortalecer la relación.
While I convey to you the goodwill of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the good people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
en nombre del presidente de Nigeria, presidente, Su Excelencia Bola Ahmed Tinubu y la gente de Nigeria, te damos bienvenidos.
I must emphasize that what has brought us to this table tonight is a shared interest in the destiny of our two nations. This is why this historic visit and tomorrow's engagements will be the gateway to a new chapter.
Su Excelencia, esta noche es una noche para disfrutar. Para mañana vamos a discutir la razón que estamos aquí.
More than ever, Nigeria is inspired to plant the seeds of trust, water them with dialogue, and nurture them into fruits of prosperity that our children and grandchildren shall one day harvest.
El planes de Nigeria es la prosperidad y con esta vamos a trabajar con su país para avanzar con estos planes.
Finally, is there anyone in this hall who doubts the power of civilization and education? This night answers it all.
Y por último, ¿hay alguien en este cuarto que no tiene poder de civilización? Esta pregunta nos vamos a responder todo.
The words of the Colombian Vice President in her great-grandparents leaving the continent of Africa in shackles, where she is returning to the same Africa, as the Vice President of her nation, seals any argument.
La palabra de la vicepresidenta de Colombia muestra que Nigeria es un país que tiene su raíz en Colombia y hoy la vicepresidenta está aquí en su casa.
Let it be an inspiration to all women, especially the girl child.
Su posición como vicepresidenta de Colombia muestra una inspiración para todas las mujeres que se pueden hacerlo también.
I'm proud of you, Madam Vice President.
Yo estoy contigo, señora vicepresidente.
I had the honor of hosting prime ministers and vice presidents in this hall.
Tengo honor para elegir los primeros ministros y vicepresidentas.
But I have never had a touching encounter as this one.
Pero nunca tengo ningún encuentro con esta señora.
To the greater ties between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Republic of Colombia, may this historic visit yield the fruits we honestly desire.
Que esta historia entre Nigeria y Colombia será lo mejor en futuro.
And so, distinguished guests, I invite you now to rise with me to leave your glances in honor of a friendship renewed
Invitados, te presento a
and a
levantar
future
esta noche
secured.
conmigo para brindar por la vicepresidenta.
Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Que-
Long live the Republic of Colombia.
Que viva Nigeria y que viva República de Colombia.
Cheers.
Salud.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen,